נשפת, שווה לרקוד.
Hey Saggy, welcome. Happy birthday. I'm recording this in December. I just had a new moon for you. You know that. Tell me something new, Morgainne. You keep repeating the same things over and over again. Tell me something new. Tell me something I don't know. Two of Pentacles, the Star, and the Fool. Okay, what you don't know is that you are actually vacillating between your old life and freedom incorporated with love. Now, if this was clear to you, you would have known what to choose. Freedom incorporated with love. Duh. But the old world is not even appearing here, just your dilemma between that and what awaits you, the Star and the Fool. The Star is purity of the psyche and it's true love, and it's understanding our soul. It's understanding our soul and what we want and who we are and what we feel. And the Fool is having the freedom and the courage and the wisdom to walk that path. Not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. The path of the heart, right? Which is also the path of least resistance. So I always find fascinating how difficult it is for people to follow the path of least resistance. It's almost like resistance has become our comfort zone. So it's uncomfortable to be comfortable, and it's comfortable to be uncomfortable. And by comfort, I mean the comfort of your spirit. It requires taking a tangible risk. It feels uncomfortable, but it's what your heart wants. So it's not really difficult. Let's see more for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Stallion. Intuitively guided. The Devil peeked from the bottom of the deck. I didn't even feel inclined to grab him, the card. I think it's representative of the old world. Too many cards on one of them. Look. That you're debating between. The old world is something that you are holding on to. That is it's something that you know how to do. It's something that gives you structure. Something that tells you what to do. Freedom can be scary. What do I do with all this freedom? Where will I go? What will I choose? It's like there's so many stories about prisoners who get released from prison after many years and they just want to come back because they don't know what to do with their freedom. Over there, they had, set meals a few times a day, when they go to sleep, when they wake up, when they eat, schedule. They, everything was known, anticipated. The Star and the Fool, I mean, your soul is and your heart are tapped into the cosmos. That's unknown and unanticipated. And the Fool, oh my gosh. Is he falling or is he flying? Who knows? It's scary. It's scary to be free. And I find it interesting that I need to say this to a Sagittarius because you're also a sign of freedom, of truth, of awareness, of beliefs, courage. Three of Wands. You actually do know the direction that this freedom is taking you towards. You do have a general guideline. So it's not completely amorphic and unknown and abstract, right? It's a direction that is, towards something that already exists in you, that is also familiar to you, that you will know what to do. It's almost like it's like riding a bike. Well, I haven't been on a bike in so long. Doesn't matter if it's been 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You go on that bike and you know what to do. It's like you go on that horse and you know what to do. So certain things the body remembers, certain things the heart remembers, right? This is okay. This is something that your heart remembers. It's also incorporated somehow to your muscle memory. So it's to say, don't worry, it's okay. You'll know what to do. Things will kind of unfold as you go. There is a general direction. There are things that could be helpful along the way. You do have, a structure for the structure, right? So it's a triangle, 3 points, right? Not yet a square, 4 points, but it's already standing on its own. There's already a vision and tools, and most especially excitement and joy and anticipation, and it's really in alignment with your core sense of self, ancient sense of self. Okay, so some of you have been a little bit confused because you're like, yeah, I am debating, but both things can be viewed as old world. So which one? Well, there's the old world that is more like of a dogma that has given you a safe structure that you're used to. And the other old world is more like something that your soul is in alignment with. Tell me more, please, for Sagittarius about this. The Magician. So the advice from the cards is like, and it's also insinuated in the Two of Pentacles. He's holding two pentacles, but he knows which one is more in alignment. The Magician knows what is more in alignment with them, with him or her, right? And the thing you want to consider is not just what is in alignment with the existing aspect of you, but also incorporate with what is in alignment with the visionary aspect of you for you. Okay, so what do you see for yourself moving forward? And how can you utilize who you are and what's inside of you in order to co-create that? The Magician says you have the ability, you have the skill, you have the knowledge, you have the energy. The only thing that is missing is action. So don't be missing in action. Be proactive in creating this new horizon that you're stepping into. And it seems like we're not even seeing what you're leaving behind. So I feel like it's already not really in your system. You already know, I think I already know that I'm leaving this behind and I'm moving forward to this. Oh, no, something in you is still holding on. Okay, never mind. It's okay. Change is hard. Sometimes when we don't trust ourselves, it makes it harder to follow our heart, because if you don't trust yourself, why would you trust what your heart is telling you? Like maybe it's just wishful thinking. Maybe it's delusion. Maybe you can say that about any dream. You can say that about any aspiration. You can say that about any wish or belief You know, are there guarantees to anything, really? I don't think so. So there's always a level of risk involved. That's not something I can just tell you, no, it's going to be fine for sure, for certain. And, you know, there'll be surprises along the way, and there'll be things to handle, and that's okay. One step at a time. One step at a time. We have Seven of Pentacles and the Sun. And then Page of Cups, Queen of Swords, and Six of Swords. I feel like there might be a dissonance that you're experiencing between something you really either dreamed about or hoped for, wished for growing up when you were younger, maybe even as a child. You were very poetic, very hopeful. You were visionary, you were optimistic, you were like, yeah, I can create everything, and things haven't turned out the way you hoped with time. And I feel like it created a level of disappointment and maybe going into the over rationalizing things, like from being very open-hearted and optimistic. You're like, well, that didn't work, or I'm disappointed, or I was wrong about this and that. So I got to go to the mind and just see what reality shows me and operate from there. Just what I can see a few steps ahead and not over envision for the future. And I feel like it's time to kind of bring together the two, to incorporate one into the other, to integrate them. So yes, to be mindful and strategic and responsible with hopeful and envisioning and, you know, wishing and dreaming, and just kind of putting them both in the same pot and mixing them together. It might be a little bit messy in the beginning, but the more you mix it up and the more you practice, the smoother it becomes, the more fluid it becomes, the easier it becomes to have them both kind of work together inside your mind, right lobe and left lobe, right? Um, you know, when we're in the process of healing from one extreme, we tend to almost always fall to the other extreme and then stay there. So it's not really different. It's just being on the other side of the spectrum, but still in an imbalanced place that is missing something. So, and then we learn how to kind of, it's like the pendulum swing, right? The pendulum effects. And then we learn how to find our way to the middle. And I feel like right now you're learning how to find the middle ground, the middle way, being a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And, you know, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, do it anyway. It's okay to bring forth back that little inner, I keep hearing poet, you know, or dreamer. Bring them back to the front, to the forefront. I'm getting the need to tell you, you're okay, Saji. You're okay. It's okay. However things turn out, whatever you decide, it's okay. You know, I'm also picking, you can always come back, right? You can always change your mind. You can always like venture off on that direction, and then things don't work out, or if you change your mind, or whatever the case may be, like worst case scenario, right? This is not something that will go away. You can always come back. So it's almost like it's telling you it's not that big of a deal, you know, it's not so dramatic. It's been done before, it will be done again. It's not that outside of the ordinary or that crazy. And I feel like that confidence is getting back to you. You're starting to feel calmer and more reassured that things can be okay, even if they turn out to be temporary, even if they turn out to be eternal, even if they turn out to be somewhere in the middle. It's okay. As long as you listen to the call, and act upon it. Judgment and Ace of Wands. As long as you listen to hear the call and act upon it and answer the call. You're being called to come back, to go back somewhere. It's old and new. It's new and old. Back to the future. So the past goes back to the future. What does that mean? Okay, so maybe, okay, we started with explaining that there are two different types of old world for you that you're debating between. So one of them that is more in alignment with your vision, with your heart, and with your spirit needs to be brought back to the surface, brought back to life. It's almost like a lost continent that is being resurfaced and re-inhabited. And indigenous people going back to their native land. Returning to an old love story, returning to an old dream, an old flame, but making it the future, right? So reviving it. Six of Swords here. I feel like there needed to be a detour of some sort in the ocean and the Two of Pentacles. There needed to be a detour, a journey. It's interesting. It's a motive recently in the readings where an aspect of our past is resurfacing and becoming the future, and it's playing out differently for the different signs and different aspects of their life. But that seems to be the common. That seems to be the link. Retro. With the Queen of Cups here at the bottom of the deck and the Ace of Wands, there might be a birth of some sort. There might be a pregnancy. There might be a sexual encounter that someone gets pregnant. So if you're not ready for that, keep that in mind. But it seems almost fated with the Judgment here. A return of a child. Tell me more about this. Because as soon as I said it, it struck me almost like a return of. Can you clarify this return of a child message, please? For Saggy. Ten of Cups. So there was a happy family structure. Maybe there has been a sudden separation. Could have been by circumstances like tragedy, disaster, whatever the case may be. It's like an ocean apart, okay? So a child was lost during that. Wow. Okay. So during that process, for some, there's been a loss of a child. Could be from a past life. So for very few of you, if you're getting pregnant, for having a child, this could be a return of a child that you have lost before, like their soul is reincarnated again to be with you, like it got cut short. Got cut too soon. There was a slip in the timelines, or maybe it was purposeful, who knows, but above my pay grade, right? But yeah, some of you are having a child return to you after a very long time, after many seasons, many seasons. Yeah, this is just more confirmation with the Knight of Cups, Six of Cups, and the Empress. A child returns to their mother. Page of Swords. This is something that has been on your mind. You've been toying with mentally, but kind of going back and forth, not giving it too much weight, not being too serious about thinking about it, because maybe you thought, oh, it's probably just my imagination, or just where my brain goes, or just a theory. It's not just a theory. This is like major confirmation. It's a lot deeper than that. Okay, stay magic, stay true. I love you.
Luna